Jargon Jam.
Okay, here's the straps you're talking about. We call them a limiting straps. What their actual job is when we're in the air, the shocks are almost fully extended. These hold the weight of the tires in the rear end, which is 80% of the weight of the truck. They keep it from pulling the shocks apart.
As far as driving the truck, you might hear the term backpedaling come up from time to time. That's basically this particular course. You've got two sets of cars. If you don't come off the first set quite right, you may have to slow down and what they call backpedal just a little bit, get it straightened up before you can drop the hammer again and head towards the second set. Hopefully you don't have to do that, because if you have to backpedal, chances are the guy in the other lane is going to go right past you.
Yeah, the trot.
What's the trot?
The trot is, usually I'm trotting in second gear. You know, you crawl around in low, you trot in second, and you just haul button high gear. So I'm just trotting.
Dan Patrick broke in that semifinal run. Let's check and see his progress with Dan Moriarty.
Mike, Scott, down here in the pits, it's something else. Dan Patrick's working on Samson, of course, but guys from Captain America and Barefoot are helping out, trying to get the Samson truck into the finals. Camaraderie and sportsmanship is alive and well in Monster Jam.
Scott, let's see how it happened.
You see the launch, that huge engine gives him all that power, but bang, right there when he hits, the wheel literally, as Patrick described earlier, stuffs into the body, breaks the sway bar. A lot of work going on back there, but he's got a lot of help.
Well, we'll see if he can get it fixed. We'll check back in, and we'll have more quad racing for you coming up on Monster Jam. Time now for our Pace Motorsports USHRA update. Let's take you to Pontiac, Michigan. Oh, there's some great monster truck action.
The Silverdome, one of the hallowed halls of monster truck racing. Some of the greatest events in history have been run in this building. And look at Liquidator. He's fired up to be there. Holds on to it, but Mistress couldn't.
Mistress rolls over. Couldn't save it.
Wow.
Oh, well.
This is a nasty spill.
Done for the night.
Gravedigger in the finals against Bob Fisher's Liquidator 4. Dennis Anderson with the hammer down, as we're so used to seeing. Liquidator giving it all he's got, but when the Gravedigger's on full boogie tilt, you can't hold it.
And besides the monster truck action, there was, of course, the Pro Stadium trucks. There's a shootout for the finals here between this F-150 and the Scout, and it was indeed a great race and a great night in Pontiac, Michigan. Hey, what's that all about with the baby grands?
As the green flag comes down, we have a spin right off the bat. The lead car got a little squirrely over in turn 4 as well. We got a spin. There goes Bodine, and it's right to go down low.
The 2/3 scale Winston Cup stock car, designed to run on road courses and circle tracks throughout the United States.
All the cars are from Missouri, built the same place, same engine, transmission, tires, everything. It's a motorcycle engine.
Top speed on the cars that we've been in have been about 150 miles an hour.
And this is an affordable way to go racing. They're about $16,000 ready to race, and you don't have to put a lot of money into them as the season goes on. We run regular street pump gas in them.
It's a race car that's designed to have a low cost of operation, but compared to other cars that cost a lot more money, you get extremely high speeds.
A guy could conceivably take a car, first week he owns it, if he had some experience, he could be out there running with the winners right off the bat.
Our cars weigh about 1,200 pounds, and we have about 120 horsepower, so our horsepower to weight ratio is approximately 10 to 1. Again, very similar to what you find in a Winston Cup car or a Busch car. There's been some paint swapping, most definitely. We try to avoid that when we can. We're not a demolition derby, but when you're out there wheel-to-wheel racing and every guy wants to win, I should say every driver wants to win, paint gets swapped.
Man, that looks exciting.
Ever wanted to race Winston Cup, don't have the big budget? Get into the baby grands. Man, that's a neat way to go racing.
Looks like a lot of fun. Hey, I'm ready for some more quad wars. How about you?
Yeah, you mentioned fun. I don't think anybody down there in a black or white shirt right now is thinking fun. They're thinking they don't like the other guy and they want to win this race. This has really been a rough, nasty night, and this is the final. This determines who's the champion here in Seattle.
And to catch you up, the Seattle team is in white. Orlando is in black. Each team has won a heat, so as Scott says, this is it right here. And there were a few, shall we say, warm tempers at the end of round 2, so This should be very, very interesting.
You can hear the Seattle fans have not become enamored with the team in black from Orlando, and a lot of it had to do with the way they won the first heat, and then the ugliness with P.J. Pyros at the end of the second heat when he flipped on his lid, obviously feeling like one of the Team Seattle guys put him on his lid.
Waiting here for the green flag and ready to go with the third and final round of the quad roar.
Great start for Seattle.
They've had a great start in every round, but we remember in the first one, those black shirts came up awfully quick.
If you'll remember in the first race, Team Seattle did a great job of not only getting the lead, but also the second, third, fourth positions to create a wedge. And it didn't work at the end, but for most of the race, they held the lead that way. Here, Seattle's got the lead, but Timmons has no help as second and third, black-shirted Orlando riders.
Ryan Timmons is leading the way for Seattle. P.J. Pyros is coming up strong for the Orlando team.
Pyros is number one. He's in the middle of the pack right now, but you got to keep your eyes on him. He is clearly the fastest, the best rider, and the team leader for Team Orlando, and he'll be coming throughout this race. Seattle continuing to hold the lead, but now the challenge is on for the top spot.
We saw for Seattle for a moment that number 74 out in front. That's John Sampson.
We're talking about Pyros, and there he makes his move. He got a shot. It bottlenecked a little bit because a couple of bikes got together, and Pyros just shot to the inside. Now he is a contender for the lead as he's going side by side with Lance Hallworth for Team Seattle.
Well, Lance Hallworth doesn't look like he has much for P.J. Pyros right now. He is checking out, as we say.
Well, he's got that Honda cranking right now, and I'll tell you what, Pyros is just so good, and he's got a teammate in second place.
And remember, he took a nasty spill in that second round. Fell off, appeared to be almost injured there for a moment.
He almost left the course. That's what's tough. Pyros likes to really let it hang out on the jumps, but then you've got to be able to hammer on the brake to make these hairpin turns. He almost lost the course there, and it certainly tightened the field up a bit, but now Pyros is checking out again.
Hallworth is the first Seattle contender. Jason Lucier is also back there a bit.
Did you see that? Pyros almost went over. He got up on two wheels, lost all his momentum, has dropped to third, but his teammate, Ross Bride, has come up as the leader.
And here comes a challenge from Seattle. How about that?
Looked like he was shot out of a cannon. That's Jason Lucier, one of the co-captains on the team, as he comes up and grabs the advantage.
Boy, if you've never experienced or seen these quad wars, they are something to watch in person as well as on television. But a great race we're seeing here tonight in Seattle.
Well, it looked like right there, they just decided to cut him off. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
That's what I talked about, a team effort right there. Seattle had the thing won, and they went and cut him off, and all that's left is Orlando. The win's going to go to Ross Bride for Team Orlando, all because P.J. Pyros took out Lucier when he was headed for the checkered flag. Wow.
Number 16 there is Ross Bride. Uh-oh.
I knew Lucier was not going to be happy with this. He had this race won until Pyros came in and actually took him out. And if you'll notice, Pyros left the course. He wasn't even running the course at the time, and the Seattle guys are not happy about it.
Well, they really are not happy.
A little pushing and shoving there.
You know, and they almost have a right to have, and the fans here are really livid. Of course, this is in Seattle, and they did not want Orlando to win.
Not happy about this at all. I'll tell you what, these Seattle fans are ready to pack up that Orlando bunch and send them on a slow boat back down to Florida. Now, I don't know what's, well...
Wait, there's a challenge being issued here on the PA system.
Pyros said, you want me, you got it. And my understanding, if we heard it over the PA right, is they're going to go 2-on-2 to settle it. So, because there's such a controversial ending, they're going to come back and settle it in a few moments with a grudge match.
Well, we'll have that for you. Looks like some more excitement here in Seattle on Monster Jam. You want to hang around. I'll tell you what, the Kingdome has been rocking here in Seattle tonight. Mike Hogwood along with Scott Douglas. And as you heard before we went to break, we got a grudge match coming up. This should be something.
Oh, and the fans are into it. You'd think the Seahawks and Warren Moon were out here ready to play the way they're behind the Team Seattle guys in the white shirts. What's happened, though, is going to make it interesting because of all the controversy on that final run. They've got it down to settle the thing 2-on-2. We won't have all the extra quads. Boy, look at the Seattle fans. And I'm going to tell you what, PJ Pyros better watch himself. He's got a race to run, and it looks
Those
like
guys are ready to come down out of the seats.
he's jawing with the fans more than he's ready to race. He better pay attention to Brian Timmons and Jason Lucia for Team Seattle. These guys are good. But PJ, you know, he's got one of those cocky attitudes. Let's see if he can make it back it up here in the final. Well, actually, the grudge.
All right, PJ Pyros, and it looks like it is going to be Jeff Graves and Brian Timmons who will be going for Seattle. Graves on the far right there in the 88 quad.
You just heard as they announced the homestanding Seattle team to the crowd. This Seattle crowd is jacked up and behind Team Seattle. But they got to win it now. And look at a great start this time. For the first time, I think, all night by Team Orlando.
Right. And but Timmons and Graves have their work cut out for them.
Right off the bat, now they run 1-2, as we've talked about. That gives you an advantage. You can help your teammate because all you're looking to do is get somebody to finish first, but there they hurt each other.
And Dan Maynor looked like he spun out a little bit for Team Orlando.
So Pyros able to hold the lead, but he has lost that lengthy advantage he had. Now Lusher and Timmons are right there with him.
Boy, listen to the crowd, would you? They're going crazy here.
Seattle's got the lead. Oh, these fans having a good time. But Pyros comes right back, and something has gone wrong. Lusher's bike just completely cut out on him. And so Timmons and Pyros are now left in what is almost a one-on-one race, Mike. And Pyros has the lead. Oh, I'm going to tell you, these
The white
fans are not...
flag is out. This is it. Here the grudge match will be settled once and for all. Smoke is pouring out the back of that machine, but it doesn't matter, it seems.
Timmons reclaimed the lead to the roar of the crowd. I'll tell you, Pyros wins this thing. These people are going to come after him. But Timmons keeps coming back. They're literally side by side.
Well, Timmons and Pyros will settle this.
That was a nice little block move by Pyros, but he gave the opening, and Team Seattle now grabs the edge. Pyros made a tactical error in trying to make that block. It may cost him the race. It does cost him the race.
And Team Seattle has come away with the win. Listen to the crowd going crazy. Oh, my!
They put him on his lid.
Pyros is down.
Pyros came over and was unhappy. He tried to ram Timmons, and they knocked his quad over. Oh, my. Woo!
He's not happy. Not happy at all.
But everybody in the Kingdome is thrilled.
Oh, they love it. They love it.
Where you going, PJ? Got to take it back to the house and hope you look better next week.
This thing is over. Let's end it. It's over. Seattle won.
Maybe we can try tug of war next. Oh, hey, we go roundy round. A little donut action. Wow. Are these fans in Seattle hyped for this or what? Hey, Seattle's even winning the tug of war. What do you know?
That's great. Boy, this has been one enthusiastic crowd all night, and they have loved these quad wars and this grudge match between these two teams from Orlando and Seattle. It was not fun for a while for the guys from Seattle, but what a great comeback they made. And let's hope they can all end it here peacefully.
I think Seattle's got a new hero, although PJ Pyros is still not done. But Brian Timmons and Jason Lusher are the heroes, the men of the hour in the Kingdome in Seattle as they bring home the big trophy for Team Seattle.
All right, Dan Moriarty's been trying to keep safe down there somewhere, but he's caught up with Team Seattle. Let's go to him, Dan Moriarty.
Hey guys, I'm in the pits with Brian Timmons, captain of the Seattle Quad Wars team. Brian, that was an awfully close finish.
Yeah, it was a real tough race. Actually, I killed my motor halfway through it, but these guys have been talking a lot of trash all night, and I knew I could come back and do it, and it wasn't that hard actually. So, hey, what can I say? Seattle got the win, you know.
Yeah, Seattle did get the win. Hey, we got more monster truck action. We got the finals on the way up next on Monster Jam.
Here's your ready for Winter Wonderland Moto Style with the National Series Arena Cross and Ultra Cross events crossing the Frosty Divide. Get your tickets online now at pacemotorsports.com. Arena Cross and Ultra Cross in every town you want to be. Two-wheeling, high-flying, dirt-throwing action is coming your way this January with EA Sports Supercross 2000. 15 unbelievable rounds to thrill and chill with the legends of today and the series of the millennium. Get your